Hi, and welcome to Fabric Bias. It is still June 2026, and I am finishing off my Scrappy Circle Bag project. So I want him to make 5 bags, and I've got 3 Scrappy bags done, plus 2, technically, I'm calling it Scrappy because I'm taking all these pieces together and scrapping them, taking all my scraps and making a piece out of it. I did 2 others where I didn't do that, but it's the same bag, which by the way goes a lot faster. So I actually have one of the scrapped circles already together. I just can't figure out what I want to match it to. So I kind of set it aside and I'm starting the second and the last one that I'm going to do. And what I did with this one was, okay, at this stage in the game, that whole bucket of fabric that I bought, I had it washed. It is now pressed, and I have it completely sorted by, color. And what I felt kind of was, I want this to be in the blue pile, and, like that. I've actually sorted out stuff that I'm like, okay, I'm not going to keep this. And I've got that bagged by color as well. So it's ready to go, either donate or something. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm not throwing it away, though, for sure. So I decided I'm going to start with the big, I'm calling them solid. Obviously, this is not a solid fabric, but because it's not pieced together, I'm calling it solid. The solid piece fabric. And then I went through and I went, okay, what can I possibly match with that hopefully will go? So I'm hoping this works out better. These are all really big, scrappy pieces. So I'm hoping it works out better. I won't probably have, this is my 5th bag. So hopefully I won't have, I don't think I have too many small pieces in here. Oh, look, I use that in another bag. Yeah, so there. So I'm going to go ahead and start scrapping together that last one, and maybe I can get this one done really fast, and then I can focus on finding a match for this one. All right, back in a flash. All right, so this is where I am. I have this completely pieced together now. So this is bag number 5. This is bag number 4, although it might become bag number 5 because I'm behind on this one. And I think it came out great on that. I used this little piece right here, which is going to be in the solid piece. So I incorporated it in here because I had the fabric. I had a little offshoot of the fabric, so I was like, oh, let me use it in here. And yeah, I really like how it came out. So this is going to be the top point. I've got it clipped because I've already kind of looked at what I want it to look like. And that puts this piece here on both sides of the bag, I think. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And for this bag, I've got the other side, the other circle cut out, and I've got the interfacing pressed on. I haven't compared to make sure they're both the same size, because as you're sewing, sometimes they get a little off. And looks pretty good, actually. I'll do a little better check later. And not only that, but I opted to use this as the handle because I had enough of this fabric left, although I did have to piece it together in one spot to make it longer. Yep, there it is right there. But they're already sewn and ready to attach when I get to that stage. So this bag is pretty close to being finished-ish. At any rate, way closer than this one right here. So this is bag number 4. But either way, I'm almost done with this project since there were 5 total bags, and I've only got 2 left to go. Well, actually, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's going to be a total of 7 bags by the time I'm completely done. 5 of these scrappy ones like this, and then 2, a little one and a bigger one that are identical except for size, pretty much. So, okay, I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do on the other side of this one, but for now I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back in a flash. All right, so still trying to find the mate to this circle here, and I'm leaning towards, crazy enough, these 2 fabrics joined. I don't have enough of this one, or I would just use this one because I kind of like that. Looking at it from this direction, with this outside. When I go the other side, though, I don't think it's too bad. I kind of like this one better, which is why I kind of want to use both of them. And yeah, so as I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, these are all kind of geo patterns. I mean, mixtures. There's not really a floral except this little bit here. But when I come over here, there's more floral on this side because there's so many more of that piece in there. So I'm trying to figure it out. Plus, this is so much darker than this side. But that's okay. I mean, because it's going to be, this is the way I was going to put that, fold it the other way, but I think I'm going to fold it this way. So this will be the top. So I'm going to move my clips. I think I'm going to go that way. And then I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to piece this together, because this piece, I've got one dimension, but the other dimension I'm, well, it's a little bit tattered, so I'm probably at least three inches short, if not 4 inches short this way. So I'm thinking about putting this piece in the middle, because I don't want to put it, you know, to the side on one side or the other, because there's this, I can't even do just half and half because it's a circle. I could do half and half. I'm going to fold it in half, but I don't have to do it right in the center though. Okay, I'm going to be thinking about how I'm going to do that, but I think that's the fabric I'm going to use. I'm going to walk away, come back, and decide from there, because I also don't have the straps picked out. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for straps, because I thought about using this fabric, which is this fabric here, but I don't know that I have enough. But this is not really a big deal because I have cotton webbing, so I can always use some cotton webbing instead and go that route. Okay, back in a flash. Okay, haven't taken a break yet. So I was sitting here looking at this and I was thinking, well, you know, I could do it so that one side of the circle, so the outside maybe, would be this whole, my solid piece. And you can see through here that there's some fading in here, but it actually is pretty consistent through it. And so I think it looks okay as part of the fabric. And once I cut it, you know, it won't all show that much. But so I'm thinking of that, and I thought, well, then I could do this side would be the inside, would be a combination of this piece and this piece. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, well, if I'm going to do that, you know, make the inside a combination that would go with this, why would I use this piece when I have a whole bunch of this left? So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to walk away and think about it for a minute, but I could do this in a combination. I could put this down below in the middle of the circle, and then it'll curve around, and this will match. I don't know. I kind of, I do like this, but I think it's just because I really love this fabric. Okay. All right, walking away at this point, but I think I'm leaning towards this because this bag's not for me. Oh, that is pretty striking there too. Okay, this bag is not for me, and yeah, I'm gonna walk away for a minute and think about what I want to do. Plus, no, because that's going to be all on the inside. I'm not going to use that as the straps, I don't think. I mean, I might have plenty of that. Ooh, wait, I have more here. All right, I'm going to think about that. Back in a flash. Okay, my cat has decided to keep me company. So I decided on this second piece to go with this, my purple bag, to go with this solid, I'm going to call it that. I know it's not solid. But this side, I pieced it into 3 pieces. So I took this, and this is going to be on the outside of the bag. And then I took for the inside of the bag, I have this lighter shade along with this piece, which coordinates with this, which will also be on the inside of the bag somewhat, I think. I'm not sure. So I got that all pieced together. I got clearly, it's ready to go, interfacing on, stitched all the way around it, flipped it right side out, pressed it, and then, okay, on the inside pieces, what I've done is I've top stitched from here to here where my opening is, just because that's kind of a good stopping place, and from here to here. So I haven't top stitched here because I'm going to be stitching this side of the bag to this side of the bag right here. And rather than have double row of stitching, I just waited on that. So on the outside piece, I'm going to be stitching all of this all at once when I attach it to this bag or this other piece. So I've got this one marked. I've got them, I don't know if you can see it, but I marked a line here about at 2 inches up, and I've marked the center so I can line these up in the right spot. So here's my 2-inch mark on this one, and then my center. And when I go to put these together, I'm not going to do this right now. Yeah, this is actually the inside. So this is the inside, and this is the inside. So, oh, look at that. You're not even going to see that. That's okay. Is that right? No. Goes like that. See, this is why I don't want to do it on camera. You got to think it through. So it's going to be like that. So this is the inside, this is the inside, and let me fold it up and look at it. Yeah, that's the outside. All right, and then once I'll check that this line is lined up with this line on this bag to make sure it's all centered nice and neat, and then I'll clip it here. And then I'll go ahead and stitch this part, this line. Well, actually I'll stitch this, and then I'll stitch this to this, because then I'll be able to see where I'm stitching to a lot easier on that one. So I just have to get this one lined up and clipped. This one's already done, and so it's ready to actually stitch. Again, top stitched all the way through here, stopping to right about here, because I'm going to stitch this lining piece. I know it's not really a lining piece, but this piece onto this piece right through here. And that's going to give me where my pocket kind of doesn't open too far over here. And then I'll stitch from this side. I'll come all the way around, stitch like this. I got clips on the wrong direction, but that's okay. All the way this way. And that'll attach this piece all the way through to this piece. And then I will divide my pocket with right here. So I do have my straps made for this one, but I have not picked out what I want to do for straps for this one yet. So I'm still working on that as of yet. Okay, I'm going to get to stitching. I'll be right back. Okay, I got the handles on this one. I still have, it's over there, not gotten the handles on the other one. I've just kind of a little bit at a time today because I've got things to do in and out. But I was admiring, how it came out. And so I'm like, oh, you know what? I have time. I'll just do one more set of stitches. And I really like how it's coming out. And I went ahead and stitched it. And guess what? I forgot to turn it inside out. And so I now have to rip these so I can turn it the other direction. Because I don't want, I mean, I could make this the outside at this point. Doesn't really matter, right? I could choose. But I actually like this side a lot better. So I do want this on the outside instead of this on the outside. But I did want to also say, you know, if you want it to be done right here, I mean, I could just be done with the French seaming here-ish on this side. No exposed edges. I don't have to box it, nothing. And I mean, I guess in some ways you could, if you kept it this way, this is easier to store than if it's boxed. This takes up way less space. So this is not actually too bad, and it feels so good with that fusible fleece in there, in that double layer. So, oh, there's the pocket right there. There on both sides. But yeah, but that's not what I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can kind of see where that fading was on this fabric, but it's patterned. So I actually, the first time I looked at it, I was like, is that fading or is that part of the fabric? And so I went, you know what, if I'm guessing, so will other people. And so I'm going to leave it. And I do actually like how it comes out and matches kind of this fabric. So not on this side so much. Hey, maybe not on this side, but I do, do like it anyway. So I have to go back. I'm going to go back and rip these while I'm luckily not driving today, so I can be doing it while I'm in the car. And then I'll reverse it. Hopefully remember to reverse it and then restitch it and then get going. And this bag's almost done. The other bag, I just have to get the handles on and then hopefully not do the same thing. And yeah, so this, like how this came out. I like that match on both sides. On there, you can see there's that. Okay, I'll be back in a flash. There they are, they're done. So I'm done. I did 5 scrappy circle totes and 2 not, well, one was totally not scrappy. One was scrappy, half scrappy, but not really scrappy pieced. Just, I used a piece of scrap on one side because it was big enough, because it was the small one. Okay, let me show you these. This, I think, is turning into my favorite one. That was the hardest one to find a match to it. And I like how it came out. I like how this one came out. I mean, I like them all to varying degrees. But here it is. This is my second blue. There we go. Inside. And then I did do, oh, let's fold that up down so you can see. Pocket. Pocket on those. There's that one. And here's this one. So this one looks really different on the inside because it's lighter on the inside. So, and also pocket, pocket. I went with these, I pieced together this fabric here, what I had left of it, to make straps for each side. So, yeah. All right, let's see. I don't know if I showed both sides, so let's try that. There's that, and there's that, and there's that. All right, I'm gonna grab all of them and show them all to you. I'll have to zoom out. All right, back in a flash. Okay, my best attempt to get them all in the picture. So here we go. The little bag that started it all, for me at any rate, somebody else's bag actually is what started it all in another video. And I've been linking that into the video descriptions of all of these. So go check that out. Of course, I did make changes as I always do. Almost always. I think I always do, but almost always. On that one. So here's the little guy. And again, this was scrap right here. This piece was scrap, but one piece of scrap from my stash. And it's what I had to make this, and it's what I made when I made this bag. I did it based on how much fabric I had here to do that. And this was just a piece that I had from fabric that was given to us when a friend of ours gave it to us, donated it to us. And then this is the bigger version of this one because I wanted to see here if I like this one, because I didn't like this fabric. I do like this bag, and I wanted to see if I'd like this bag with this fabric in a bigger bag, which I do on that one. So that's where that came from. This came in, I sewed this one in the middle of doing all of these, and it is way easier. I had to actually go buy this fabric here, but it is way easier to sew them as if you're using, you know, one big piece of fabric. It's a much faster sew. Not one, two big pieces of fabric. So you don't have to piece it together because obviously that takes time on it. So those two. And then these final two here, I just showed you for bags 4 and 5. And then bags 1, 2, and 3. This was 1 here. 1, I don't remember what was 2 and which was 3, but there we go. Guess it doesn't really matter. All right. So there they all are. I hope you like them. I hope that wherever and whenever you're at, you're having a great time. And thanks for watching.